up, men, but it's time to change the subject for just about 60 seconds.
I'm muted. There we go. Welcome. Oh, it's going to be one of those nights. Welcome to the Rat Hole. We are live. Thank you for joining us today. Thank you, Jim, who's joined us, and anyone else who's popping in. Please make sure you give us a subscribe so you always know when I go live, because it is kind of sometimes random. I do try to do this on Tuesdays after The Legend of the Traveling TARDIS. That doesn't always work. So yeah. Anyways, thank you so much. And if just a reminder as well, if you are watching over on the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS's X account, please join me over on the Rat Hole DOTCA on YouTube, and you can be part of the conversation as well. And you can wave and say hello, just like Jim did. So I've got Shuffle Dungeons today. This is a preview edition. This is not the finished product. This is a preview edition. So things may change between now and when it comes onto Kickstarter. But for now, it is a pretty darn close to finished game. I did open it enough to at least try to start looking through the rulebook. I didn't want to be completely blank today, because I'm already blank today. But it's not a terribly long rule book, so hopefully I will be able to pick this up fairly quickly. But why don't we take a look and see Shuffle Dungeons? So this does come from Zero Strategy Games. ZeroStratGames.com. So you can go over there, take a look at this, and you can sign up there for notification on their Kickstarter and get all of the fun stuff that they've got going on there. I don't have to fight with the plastic because, like I said, I already opened it to take the rulebook out. And as I said, we do have a rulebook. Shocking. Let's see what else we've got here. So this is, we're just going to pull my mic around to this side. We got some turn order player aids. These look like life tokens. Kind of a funky looking heart. Got an upside down heart. The art on this is interesting. It's kind of skull like, but it's also got like that nose is also a heart. That's interesting. So we've got a couple of those. We've got some standees. These are, I presume, the heroes. Standees are nice. Miniatures are nice because I can give them to James, my paint slinger, and he can paint them. But ultimately, this is all you need, and this takes up so much less space. So then we've got stands for the heroes. So we do have 8 different heroes, and the game is only for 1 to 4 players. So worth noting there. We've got some dice, green and red, just simple D6s. Again, will these be more fancy? There's good English. In the finished product, don't know. We'll find out. I should have put up there, and actually, give me 2 seconds here. I'm going to, quick as a bunny, do one real quick fix here, because I just realized I should do that. Sorry, folks. I'm going to fix that, and then do I have it on there? No, we do not. Moment. Columns. There we go. Copy. Just realized that I did not fix the fact that this is, in fact, a preview on everything. So we're just going to do that. We'll do that, and we'll pull that down there. Now we're going to shrink that. Yes, I'm totally just playing with new things as we go because, why not make things easier? Save, quit, and we will upload that new overlay right now. No, not that one. That one. Open. Again, thank you for putting up with me. There. Just as a reminder that this is, in fact, a preview edition, not just a standard, boring old, real game. So as I said, this is a preview. You guys will be hitting Kickstarter imminently. I believe it comes in sometime in August. You can check out their website, zerostratgames.com, for Zero Strategy Games. So we've got cards. That's neat. And now these cards have items and actions on one side and dungeon tiles on the other. So what that means is, like, when you get a card, you have to decide how you're going to play it. Hey, Jason, Jason was just looking at an ad for this last night. Awesome. Yeah, it has definitely been, if you are a gamer, it has probably hit your social media feeds a little bit. They are doing a good job at that advertisements. Same thing here. We got more dungeon tiles or stuff. So let's open these cards up. That actually looks like it's a character card. And snap, crackle, pop. It does have the nice little pulley thing, but not as well. And actually, I'm trying not to break this because I don't have any bags or anything set up for this. I always try to not damage all of the plastic so I can kind of slip some of it back in potentially. So yeah, okay, yeah. So these are your character cards at the top here. So we've got the Acolyte. Let's see if I can zoom in more here. So we've got the Acolyte. While in a shrine, jump to any other shrine. We've got the Incinerator. When attacking, you may burn cards from your hand to gain +1 attack for each card burned. Cursed, shift a room to the next... a room next to you, one space, sorry. The Jester, swap 2 rooms next to you with each other. The Mage, twist the room you're standing in. I'm assuming that means rotate it. Pitman, move through a wall into a room next to you. Scout, if you attack while in a trap, gain +2 attack. Vulture, when you slay a monster, loot any empty room. I like it. I'm going to pull out Vulture and Jester. Just because I like the Jester. That's fun. Because I know that for solo mode, you want to play two characters. Let's take a look-see. Big fan of co-op dungeon crawl, so this is right up my alley. like Far Away from Cherry Picked Games, which I have sitting over there and have not played it because it is rather large. Far Away is a big game, which has made it a little challenging for a 2-player game to get on the table for me. The only upside to me not being able to go to Gen Con is that I will not come home with another 36 games, and I can work on some of these backlog like Far Away. But Cherry Picked Games does great stuff for sure. First time I've seen it. Definitely check them out, Jim. They're definitely a fun company. They've also got a little pirate card game, which I do have, and I'll maybe if I have time, I'll grab it later. We'll see. All right. Glass Dragons. These are clear. So these are some. I'm guessing these are bosses because these look kind of tough. King of Sight of. I was going to say Cyprus, but that is Crypts. Text is a little bit hard to read, but again, that may change. This is not the final edition. Loot Lizard, Magma Ram. I like that. Magma Ram. That's the guy that's on the cover. Is that Magma Ram? I like that. That is really freaking cool. Prince of Traitors, Queen of Widows. So those are very cool. Like I said, I'm guessing that those are boss cards from the back. We'll take a look at the instruction book in a minute. I won't shuffle anything. And then for these cards, maybe they're just random monsters. That's also possible. So these are just blank cards. Definitely more monsters. Baby Mudrake. Bellringer. Champion Kobold. Fire Elemental. Goblin Bomber. Husk Color. Patch Crab. That's neat. Like, I don't know if you can see that. It's like a crab that's just kind of tossed whatever it can onto its shell. That's kind of freaking cool. Plague Rat. Rottweiler. Thunderbear. Troll Twins. Witcheroo. And now again, we've got stuff on sides. Charioteer's Greaves. So this is clearly an action or a armor. Drake Skin Bracers. Gladiator's Pauldrons. Loose Fitted Robe. Mithril Chain Skirt. Laying out the hexes for that map in Far Away is sometimes a table editor. Yeah. So far the card art is spectacular. Yes, it is. Oh my goodness. That is one of the reasons that I took this, because I have been trying to do less preview stuff, just temporarily at least. But the art was like, I have to. Pants of Many Pockets. That's useful. Who doesn't need pocketses? Girls. I'm going to get in trouble for that. Phantom's Mask. Protector's Shield. Saint's Surcoat. Sally of Starvation. Shade Scale Cloak. Shifting Shield. That's kind of neat. Shockwave Gauntlet. Winged Bassinet. Wizard's Hat. I like that. It's got a very very fun, almost Roma looking, wanderer looking hat. Boop Burger. Shift a monster 2 spaces. Can't be used during combat. And then the other side is, again, dungeon tiles. The back of all of these are also cool. I'm going to come back to actually. Let's do that right now. So this is the ones we just went through. This is the flip side. So these, again, are clearly parts of the dungeon. So you'd line them up, but these have other effects. So Candlekeeper, when you attack in this area, gain +1 attack for every shrine also in this area. Pathmaker, jump to another room in this area. Thunderbird Bill, when you attack in this area, roll 1 extra attack die. Auctioneer, players may trade cards while both in this area. Shadow Artisan, if you have no weapon equipped, draw the next weapon from the deck. So yeah, you've got all sorts of fun things. Rally Master, gain +2 speed. So yeah, that's the backside of those. Boop Burger, another Boop Burger, Fire Steak, Fudge Dice. That's amusing. So there's a game called Fate. It's a role playing. It's a gaming system, and they have Fate dice, sometimes also called Fudge dice, and it's 2 pluses, 2 minuses, 2 blanks, and so having Fudge dice is kind of amusing to me. All right, so let's open these other ones up here. Take it it's a card game. Is it like D&D card? So what these are is you're going to I'll go through the rules in a minute here, Jim. But you when you draw a card, you get the thing, or you build more to the dungeon. So the map you would play D&D on, you're building from these cards, and you will eventually have to face a boss. And there's more cards at the other end here, so we'll see what some of this is. Fudge dice, Haymaker hot sauce, health potion, hustle bubblegum, loot bomb beer, portal pop, precision juice, swapsicle. These are cute cards. Swole shake, when a hero wins in combat, deal 1 extra damage. Trailblazer biscuits. All right, so we got a new kind of card here. All right, what do we got here? So these are blue ones again. So it looks like it's, again, same sort of a thing. These have dungeon tiles on the back, stuff on the front. I'm assuming these do not, in fact, get shuffled together. Do the Boot Burgers have the same back as each other, or are they all different? Good question. Let's find out. There's the Boot Burgers. And in this case, they are the same on the back. Let's just look at the Fire Steaks are also the same. So yeah, they are all. It appears that the duplicates are also duplicate on the back, which, while slightly disappointing, is not the least bit surprising. That makes perfect sense that that's how they would do that. Danger Rush. When you succeed on a trap roll, jump to any trap. So these are clearly trap cards. Double Strike, Exchanging Gate, Ghost Form, Illusion Room, Necromancy, Rejuvenate, Slipping and Sliding, Spin Discs, Titan Strength, Transmute, and now we are into more monsters of some sort. Nope, these are weapons, sorry. Bearded Axe, Bellringer's Bell, Buddy's Blunderbuss, Cleric's Mace, Double-Edged Sword, Glass Rapier. That's amusing. Harpoon of Slaying, Halberd. No, it is Halberd. Oh, look at the axe head is a bat. That's neat. Jumbo sword, matchlight batons, opossum whip, Pitman's Pike, Poison Spear, Razor Leaf Longbow, Spitting Slingshot, Usurper's Dagger. So there's definitely some neat stuff here. So now we have to figure out what the heck all of this does. So let's take a look. See, I'm going to zoom this out just a little bit. Boop. Let's look in the rule book, shall we? Let's just pull that out because there's no point. I'm going to be reading the rule book, so there's no point in just looking. I say I need to mix this game's weapons with the ridiculous loot cards. Yes. So if anyone is watching who is not with me over on The Legend of the Traveling TARDIS, I just got some mail from Jason Anarchy Games, the new Drinking Quest game, and ridiculous loot deck. And this is ridiculous, let me tell you. Super excited to dig into that. Let's take a look at these rules, shall we? For Shuffle Dungeon. Setup. Roll to determine who goes first. Me or me? I think it's going to be me. Select random boss monster. So the boss is definitely those darker colors. Is there a breakdown of the background, the different card types? Sort of, kind of. Yeah, so these are monsters, rule variations. Boss monsters. There we go. What is the difference? Oh, is there a lock? There's a lock. Okay, yes. So the back does this. So you've got locks on the back of these guys. These are the more powerful monsters. And no locks on these ones. So yeah, these are clearly the boss monsters. So we are not going to take a random one for our first game. We're just going to take this loot lizard, and we'll learn what it does in a minute. Scroll back. Jason, I was surprised to see how small the box is actually, and also impressed. I'm tired of the big chunker board games. Yeah, big games are big. And so hard to stream because I only have a table width here. But yeah, no, this box is not big at all. It's roughly the size of a munch, because you'll know this reference. It's about the size of a Munchkin box. Actually, possibly a little bit smaller than a Munchkin box. So your goal, pathway to victory, will always be different, but your goal is always the same. Build a path to defeat the boss and escape the dungeon. All players work together to fight monsters, build a route through the dungeon, and fight the boss waiting in their lair. Players will loot and equip powerful items to survive the dangers that lurk around every corner. Fighting deadly monsters, crossing dangerous traps, unearthing mystical wards, and discovering powerful shrines are some of the many things to discover in the dungeons. Your way to escape is to defeat the boss and win the game. Dum dum dum. So yes, the components page is clearly not finished. Like I said, this is a preview edition. If you're just joining us, this is a preview edition. Components are not final. Rulebook is not final. Nothing is final. Select the boss monster for the right amount of players. A 3-gate boss for 3 players. Well, I took a 2-gate boss. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Those aren't locks. Well, yeah, they are locks. They're gates on the edge of that. Okay, that makes sense. Well, good. I grabbed the 2. I grabbed an appropriate boss. Set aside the dungeon entrance cards marked by their green border. Then take the remaining cards and shuffle them to form the dungeon deck. Excellent. So, the green cards we will set aside. We will take the rest of these cards and we will shuffle them together, as it says. But is the frontier final? Good question. Don't know. It's not sci-fi, so I'm going to say no. Hey, Alicia, thank you for joining me. So glad to see you. So yes, again, if you're just joining, we are previewing Shuffle Dungeons from Zero Strategy Game, coming to Kickstarter soon. This is going to be a lot of fun. These are good quality cards too. Like they've got some good weight to them. Did I? Oh no, I put those aside. Good. All right. Are these? I don't know if these were supposed to be shuffled in or not. Those definitely weren't. No, yeah, you deal them out as normal. All right. I'm just going to take those, put those off to the side. Final Frontier is that final, just the end of that chapter. It's true. Hello, everyone. Regards from Chile. Hello. Welcome. Thank you for joining me all the way from Chile. Wow. That's awesome. Thank you for joining me. I'm super happy to hear that. Welcome. It's not a great shuffle job. Partly because I'm shuffling around a microphone. Now, when one of my bosses passed away, I did kind of inherit a couple of microphones, but I haven't managed to make them work quite yet. I'm curious to see what the card sleeves will be like for this game. So you can reserve a spot for $1 and get them. Square sleeves will be interesting. I have seen square sleeves before. But yeah, what their plan is, I do not know. I'm guessing they will just be specifically sized, fully clear. That's the only thing I can think of them really being able to do. Because they are double-sided cards, right? So, all right, this is largely shuffled-ish. We're gonna give this one more because I can see a whole boatload of monsters stuck together. All right. Set aside the dungeon cards. Deal 3 cards to each player. To do so, place 3 cards from the deck in a straight line, beginning at each boss gate. Add a dungeon entrance to the end of the line, with the center pass facing the boss. Place your hero token on your respective dungeon entrance. If a monster is placed in a starting line, immediately flip it face up and create its loot pile before drawing more cards. So we will just turn that. And go 1. I'm not sure which side is supposed to go up and which side is supposed to go down. I honestly don't know which side is supposed to be up and which side is supposed to be down on this. Sorry for my silence. I'm just trying to figure out which way these are supposed to be. So that's some feedback to give them. Is that these are not entirely thing. There we go. Mark speaks Spanish. Or is it Portuguese? So there you go, Jorge. All right, I'm guessing it does go vaguely like this. Even if it doesn't connect. I will figure that out in a minute. I took these two characters. You got, where are you here? Jester and Vulture. I'm actually going to not use the stands because the camera's up there, so I will just have them sitting like this. Vulture there. Jester there. These go back in the box. Rewind. Players then pick up the remaining cards from their starting line and add them to their hand. Oh, okay. This is just space. You're dealing them out to be spacing. Speaking, Mark also speaks English, and but he does enjoy occasionally tossing some bad Spanish out there. Must be late in England. It would be, if I'm about right, about what, 3:30 in the morning there, Mark? All right. Set aside the dungeon entrance. Deal one. Place your hero token on the respective dungeon entrance. Leave the monster. Players pick up the remaining cards from their starting line and add them to their hand. Do not pick up any monsters. Okay. So I take these cards, and I take these cards. And I'll deal with that in a second. You may perform the following actions on your turn. Each of the following actions in any order. Move up to your speed, which looks to be 3 and 2. Draw a card per open path of the room you are currently in. So in this case, I'd get 3. Play any number of cards from your hand. This could be using a snack, equipping an item, building a room. Use a card's power. A card's power may only be used once each turn. Trade cards with another player in the same room as you. You may give or take as any number of cards as long as both players agree. Attack a monster inside its area. This always concludes your turn after combat is finished. So here is our stats. Let's just zoom all the way in again. It's only 1:30. Okay. Oh yeah, it would be. I for some reason had added a couple extra hours on there. All right, so here's your hero cards. Your attack status is right up here. So I've got a 1 and a 3. Your health, 3 and 2. Your speed, right there. So 3 and 2. Each hero also has a hero power that can be used once per turn. Oh, excuse me. You have a maximum hand size of 3 cards and must burn extra cards at the end of your turn. Burned cards are discarded into the burn pile face up to distinguish them from the deck. The dungeon deck. All cards in the dungeon deck are double-sided, with the back showing a room that the players can build in the dungeon, and a face showing snacks, equipment, or monsters. When playing cards from your hand, you decide which side of the card to use. Building rooms is the only way that heroes can get around the dungeon, is to build rooms. Every card in the dungeon deck has a room side that serves as the back side of the card. During a player's turn, they may play any number of any number of cards from their hand. If a player wishes to build a room, they place the card room side up, connecting to one of its paths to an open path of the room their hero is in. So you can't just build out all of your path. Card layout is good, easy to read. Doesn't seem we got to make it different than any other card game foolishness. Yeah, no, it's straightforward is good. You don't reinvent the wheel, people. Once a card is placed in the dungeon, it cannot be picked up again unless another card instructs you to do so. Open path. When the game refers to an open path, it means any path in a room that is not connected to another room and is not blocked by a wall or a monster. Card areas. Certain cards have a mini-map with colored squares which show the spaces they affect. Note, not all card areas include the card's own space. So that's worth taking a look at. So here's one here. So you can see it affects the space it's on and those two. Question, are they the same cards in each game or are there different cards? I mean, there's going to be they're technically the same cards, but there's your deck, and we will see how many I go through in the course of the game. The time listed on it is an hour. We'll see if I actually go an hour, and that's why I'm also playing solo, not a multiplayer game. So there's a little bit of difference there. So I would say, yes, it's going to be different cards. Again, there's also a maximum of 4 players, but there are 8 different heroes with different abilities. So there is definitely some replayability as far as that goes. Right, so we figured that out. All right. Dungeon deck. Equipment. Heroes will find valuable items in the dungeon to help them defeat the boss and escape alive. Equipment cards offer permanent bonuses to your hero, unlike rooms, which only grant you a limited effect until the end of your turn. I'm gonna yawn. Excuse me. Equipment cards offer permanent bonuses to your hero, unlike rooms, which can only grant you a limited effect until the end of your turn. Each hero can equip 1 weapon, 1 armor, 1 spell. That is the pink, purple, and blue cards. So there's a layout there. To change equipment, you must burn the old card before replacing it. Equipment upgrades. Certain equipment can be upgraded by meeting the card's unlock requirements. One example of how to do this is by building specific types of rooms in the dungeon. If a card's unlock requirements are met, the equipment upgrade is unlocked, and it gains a new stat value and or special power. So that gives you your little lock symbol on there. If playing 2+ players could create dead-end corridors, don't know. We will have to wait and see. Like I said, I've only just opened this myself. I suppose it's possible. I don't specifically see any dead ends in here. That doesn't mean they don't exist. Idea, trap your enemy in a dead end. It is a cooperative game, so you all are trying to get to the main boss. You wouldn't necessarily want to trap yourself, and whether you could trap a monster, unlikely. But we definitely did see, as I was going through cards let you go through a wall, so that's also a thing. It is intended to be a cooperative game, I believe, not competitive. Yes, exactly. A lot of solo games are not solo games. They're cooperative games that can be played solo because they're cooperative. Corridors. These are basic rooms with various pathways. Corridors have no special effects, but they are the building blocks of the dungeon that will help you find your way through. Snacks. Always found on the face side of corridors, these single-use items give you an instant bonus or power. Snacks may be used at any time, even to interrupt an outcome such as combat, but are then burned after use. Snacks may also be used on the other players, even if it is not your turn. Traps. Dangerous rooms that can lead to peril or profit. When you enter a trap, roll a die, add your speed. If you roll equal to or higher than the trap's challenge number, you pass and get the reward. Otherwise, you fail and get a penalty. Weapons, always found on the face side of the traps. weapons give your heroes a bonus to their attacks and have additional powers that may help or hinder. The number on a weapon card is added to your character's attack roll. Again, not reinventing the wheel here. This is all pretty standard stuff. Wards, purple. These are rooms that spread their power over an area, shown by the purple colored spaces on the card. When you are within a ward's area, you may activate the effect on the card. I played enough video games when co-ops to go rogue. Okay, that's fair. But there's no specific trait or mechanic in this that I can find yet. When you take damage, you can place damage tokens on your equipped armor instead of your hero. If your armor ever has damage tokens equal to its health, it is destroyed and you must burn the card. Your hero still takes any additional damage. Shrines, rooms that can grant heroes unique powers when they are in them. Players may use a shrine's power once per turn while on the shrine space. Spells are the face side of the shrines. Spells offer new powers to your heroes to use in the dungeon. Each spell can only be used once on your turn, and you may have additional requirements for their use. Monsters. Monsters lurk in the dungeon at every turn, waiting to strike. Monsters' stats, more or less the same. Attack, health, how many dice they roll, wounds, down here, and power. An effect that activates if the monster wins its combat. They're a bit weird because those you have to turn on its side to get the power stuff. Looks like it's 2 dice, three attack points. I don't like how that's laid out. Seems like the dice should be over the 3 or under the swords. Was that one going rogue you, Cyborg? Yeah, usually. Loot. That's the one down here in the corner. How many cards are placed under a monster when it is drawn or played face up? Unique to normal monsters. Flippability. It's an effect that triggers immediately when the boss is revealed, unique to boss monsters. When face up, these enemies are not considered rooms, but do threaten an area inside the dungeon. When a monster is drawn from the dungeon deck or played face up from your hand, do the following. Place the monster face up in the dungeon with the bottom of its card connected to the nearest open path. Draw a number of cards from the dungeon deck equal to the monster's loot stat. Place them face down beneath the monster. Oh my god. I'm sorry. Yawn. This forms the monster's loot, which will be gained by the players upon slaying the monster. Other monster cards can be part of the monster's loot. Boss monster. Powerful monsters. So yeah, there is... Oh yeah, there is a difference in the logo there. It's not a big difference. Yeah, normally you have malfunctions. You were totally... Never mind. We're not going to take a cheap shot at Mark. Powerful monsters that the players must defeat to escape the dungeon. Boss monsters are placed face down at the center of the dungeon when the game begins. Even while face down, a boss is not considered a room. Once a room connects to one of the boss monster's gates, or the dungeon deck runs out of cards, the boss is flipped face up and its area is now active. The boss monster will have a flip power. Ooh, wow. Described under its health, which immediately happens when the boss is flipped face up. Winning the game, players escape the dungeon and win the game when the boss is defeated. To get out of the dungeon, you have to get to the center of the dungeon. That seems a bit weird to me. But also, not. Combat. Determining combat. If a player ends their turn within a monster area, they must start a combat with it. In the case of multiple monsters, choose which one to fight. Granting assistance, other heroes within the area can assist by giving them an extra die. If any player wants to assist, they must declare it before the current player makes their attack roll. Be aware that if you assist another player, you will take damage if the combat is lost. Monsters can also assist one another if the current player is within multiple monsters areas. The monster in combat receives an additional die for each other monster area active in that the hero is in. Rolling attacks, combat happens as follows. Current player rolls both of their heroes and monsters die, which are the green and red dice, as I showed off earlier. Player's total attack is determined by adding the hero's base attack, any equipped weapons, the attacking player, and any additional dice rolled for assisting the players. The monster's total attack is determined by adding the following: the monster's base attack, rolled dice, and additional dice for assisting monsters. Whoever has the highest total attack wins the combat. Heroes win the tie. There is a variant later on in the thing that says monsters win the tie if you want to make it a little harder. Combat example. Don't care. We'll figure it out. If the player wins, the monster is dealt 1 damage plus any additional damage from other card effects. When the monster's health reaches 0, the current player gains the monster's loot, cards beneath the monster, and flips the monster card face down, creating a 4-door room on the back. The current player may give any number of cards from the monster's loot to other players who assisted in the combat. If the monster wins, the attacking hero and all assisting heroes receive 1 damage. The monster then deals 1 additional damage per wound shown below its attack stat. This damage may be distributed among the attacking hero and any assisting heroes, however the players wish. After damage has been dealt, the monster activates its power written below the wounds, if any. Note, heroes and monsters aren't the only things that can take damage. If any other card that has health takes enough damage, it is discarded into the burn pile. Losing the game. If there are not enough cards to burn from the dungeon deck when a hero is knocked out, the game is over. Heroes have lost. But when a hero takes damage equal to or exceeding their health, they are knocked out. Upon being knocked out, they must burn all cards equipped on your hero. They can keep the cards in your hand. After a hero is knocked out, remove all damage tokens from them and burn the top 4 cards of the dungeon deck. And then we get into the rules variations. I think we're good. There is an FAQ in here. This is like Sword Art Online, an Elder Scrolls Battle Spire, go big boss room, defeat the boss, move to the next level. Kind of, yeah. Mostly just the cyborgs that run on Windows Vista. Yeah, this is valid. What happens if I start my turn in a trap room, shift room diagonally? Just seeing what they are. I can look at them later if it comes into it. Yeah, figured the heck out. All right. Let's give this thing a try, shall we? Bada boom, bada bing. And we'll just pop this player aid out. Look at that, I got player aid. Getting a little closer. There we go. All right, so these are my characters. We've got cards. Don't need those. These are over here. I will, just to remind myself who's who. Yeah, let's throw that in there as a reminder on who's doing what. So the cards that the Jester has. So the Jester's power is swap 2 rooms next to you with each other. The cards I drew is a Shadow Artisan. If you have no room, if you have no weapon equipped, draw the next weapon from the deck. I don't have a weapon, so that's a good thing. That's definitely something I should probably look at. Or as a thing is Shade Scale Cloak. And if I unlock it, if there are 2 words on the map, twist any room. Yeah, I think I'm going to use the that if I do that. I've got Pendulum Cleaver. Oh, it's a trap. That's why. I have to roll a 7. If I win, I shift something. If I win, I shift and twist and take a wound. Or a Razor Leaf Longbow, which does damage. Auctioneer. Players may trade cards while both in this area. Seems reasonable. And then I have to draw 3 cards. So let's do that. 1 basic card. Swapsicle. Swap your room with a monster next to you. I don't think I need to do that. Hustle Bubblegum. All players may move 1 space. And Swole Shake. When a hero wins a combat, deal 1 extra damage. Well, I don't have any of that, so we're going to go 1, 2, 3. See, here, I can do that. There's your... Can't do anything. No, we're not going to do that. We're going to go this way. So, I have played any number of cards in my hand. I can play more if I want. And I think I might. I will take the armor, take the weapon, and I will just hang on to the Shifting Shield, which was the back of the auctioneer card. That is, yeah, I'll take that. All right. I can't trade any cards. I can move up to my speed, which is, speed is 3. So I can go 1, 2. If I wanted to put a card there, I could. What's the backside of this? You know what? We're going to take the shield and put that in there. 3. This is going to be suicidal. Because here's the thing. If I get here, I'm probably going to get my butt kicked. I don't play. Mark plays games on the computer. I rarely do. No. All right. So there's that. So now we're going to move over to the Vulture. Vulture has a healing room shrine with a double strike spell. Fire Stake, burn your hand, then draw 3 cards from the deck. Now let's use that. Rally Master, gain +2 speed. Or Charioteer's Greaves. We will take the Greaves. We will take the spell. Probably. I should have drawn my cards. 1, 2, 3. Monster would be a Fire Elemental. Thunderbeard Bill. When you attack in this area, roll +1 extra attack die. Burn a monster to your hand. Take any 3 items from the burn pile. So this is actually a really good combination to keep. So we're going to keep those. At least for the moment. Where you will add that and that. His speed is only 2 anyway, so there we go. And this has, again, this is an area of effect, right? So the card it's on and not the ones connected to it. So that's an interesting area effect. Coming back over to my Jester. Draw. I believe I'm going to draw 1 card here. Let's just double check. Draw a card per open path of the room you're currently in. Yes, so I only have one open path here, so I can only draw 1 card. Is a Guillotine Trap. I can gain 1 speed or burn an equipment, or I've got a Cleric's Mace, heal when you win a combat. I'm just going to hang on to that. And that's all she's going to do. Vulture. Vulture has, again, can only draw one card. Do I have extra cards? What did I do? For some reason, I have extra cards over here. I'll just leave them over there. Clearly, I screwed something up over there. Candlekeeper. When you attack in this area, gain +1 attack for every shrine also in this area. Or it's a wizard's hat. If you have a spell equipped, gain +1 to your hand size. Sold because he does in fact have a spell, so I'm actually going to burn these greaves and put on the funky wizard's hat. Like, that's a nice little wizard's hat. I like it. It's fun. I would totally be down for that hat. All right, coming back over here. Can only draw one card. It is a healing potion, but I need to do something, so we're going to come over here. We are not going to go directly into that that particular chamber, but we will play that. We will move that. That is, again, all I can do because I've drawn. Can't attack. Can't use a card's power. I've moved. I've played. I can't trade. Coming back over to Vulture. Winged Bassinet. Gain 1 speed. Irrelevant at the moment. If there are 3 traps on the map, gain 2 speed. Don't care. Pathmaker. Jump to another room in this area. So if I want to use this card effect, it would move me. So if I'm looking at this, I'm going to look at it. It's a little bit hard to tell because you're playing it here, and then so it doesn't quite line up. But it will not be where I am now. It would be here. It would basically be all the places I'm not. Is the short answer to that. So, cards are a little bit slippy. I'm gonna double check that rule there, Mark. What I thought it was an open path is just the unconnected side, but let's just double check what that stands for, just to make sure. Open path. Any path in a room that is not connected to another room and not blocked by a wall. So there's only one open path here. The other side was taken. This one I drew more for, but here I did not. If I wanted to, I could probably should back up to there. In fact, instead of moving forward 1, 2, I will do that. So then next turn I'll actually get 2 cards. And so drawing a monster. This is a champion kobold. Relatively easy to defeat. If I just for giggles, let's play a monster, shall we? So we're gonna play that guy right there. And I don't like how that particular logo sets up, so I'm just going to kind of disregard it slightly. Again, this is, just as a reminder, a high-end prototype. This is not the finished edition, so things like these logos may get adjusted before the game actually does something. I now have to attack this monster. So, look. The monster gets 2 dice, it says. I get 1 attack die. And let's just double check. I think I get another 2 from that longbow if I'm right. So it adds 1. Number on the weapon control is added to the attack roll. Okay, yeah, so it's just the total. I don't actually add more dice. All right, that makes sense. All right, and we'll just pop to the combat section just to make sure we're doing everything right. Determining combat, did that. Can't do any assistance. He's too far away. Rolling attacks. Current player rolls both their heroes and monsters dice. Yep. Heroes base attack, any equipped weapons attack player's die roll, and additional dice. Yes. Okay, there we go. So that, yeah, this is exactly what it should be. And so monster rolled 5 plus 6, 11. I rolled a 1. Plus 1 is 2. Plus 2 is 4. Not at all helpful. I just got, how you say, whooped. So I then take a wound. Wound. I'm just going to see if there's any other weirdness that I need to do here. Yep. Monster wins. Take 1 damage. One additional damage per wound shown on its attack stat. So another 2 damage. Ow! That hurts. That just knocked me out. This is not easy. I mean, we knew that. Like, boom. That's how fast I got knocked out. After damage has been dealt, the monster activates its power. This one doesn't have any. Does the monster go away? I don't think it does. All right, so yeah, that's not cool. Knocked out. When a hero takes damage equal to or exceeding their health, they are knocked out. Oh, wait, I've got armor. 2, 3. So I don't actually take damage. I just lose that. I have not been knocked out. That's better. Oof. That almost sucked a lot. Oh, and I should have put loot under this guy. Loot of 3. 1, 2, 3. All right, so that is that turn, though. Coming back over here, I get to draw 2 cards now because I moved back. Can't you burn the shield? Yeah, exactly. I totally boofed that up. Yeah, I should have burned the shield. You are entirely correct, Mark. Thankfully, I realized that probably around the same time you did. So this is, I can gain 1 speed or Titan strength. Shift a room in this area 1 space. Well, I don't have a lot of options there. This has also been slid, I think. Nope, that would be there. I'm there. That would then there down. I can move that down. I can move that down. Okay. I hate that. That's confusing and annoying. So what we're gonna do, and loot any rooms in this area. Ooh, I could loot a bunch of stuff. I'm not gonna bother with that. Click. Getting a lot. Anyone else been getting a lot of garbage Facebook friend requests, like more than usual? 1, 2. Now, I don't think I can sneak up on that particular guy. I don't think that's how that works. But I'm going to cheat and double check and do it anyway. Just for the sake of getting more combat in. And then I can kind of take some notes, do other stuff, all that stuff. A lot of you are quiet, or getting late. So again, thank you again. So just as a reminder, before I continue, if you are watching this over on the Traveling Tortoises X feed, please pop over to my YouTube, the Rat Hole DOTCA, and you can join in the conversation. And please give me a subscribe. And if you are anywhere else, hello, thank you, welcome. Give me a subscribe wherever you are. And all right, so we're gonna try to attack this guy again. I don't think I can legally do that, but we're gonna do it anyway. 2 dice. He gets 1 die. He has a spell. I can attack a monster twice on this turn. If I have a spell equipped, my hand size is +1, which has not been relevant yet. If I slay a monster, I can loot any empty room. So we're going to be attacking. I get 3 +3 to whatever I roll. That's it. It's not great. So he got 5 + 6. So again, he got 11. I got a 4. I got a 7. That's not helpful. It's really not helpful. But I'm going to attack a second time. Again, it is unclear, so I'm just going to do it all at once. That was even worse. Also missed. So he's going to do 3 damage, killing off my cool hat and leaving me with 1 more. All right. Coming back over here. I'm going to call that is not a block. That's not blocked at all. Yeah, that's not open. It's blocked by a monster. So all I can really do is attack. I'm not that's 13 to 7. Nope. Although if I've called this, I have said that this is going to be within his area. I've adjusted that slightly. Cheat. I'm enjoying the game so far. Definitely going to get in on it. Small footprint. Combat is fat. Not absurd. Boop. Correct. I'm cheating. I'm cheating, Mark. I should not have. I attacked from the back. I shouldn't. He doesn't have an area behind. But just as a testy thing, I'm doing it anyway. But that means I could actually have gotten an assist roll, so I'm just going to take that anyway, which would be a 2, which gives me 8, gives me 11. Still doesn't do it. So she is officially knocked out. Not great. And what is the order of operations for that? I will need to go back through this game. As I said, I'm learning it as we go. Eek! Which is by far not the most best way to learn it. But there we go. I am enjoying it though, so I definitely will be taking this with me to Calgary and playing it a little bit more. What is it trying to call me? Go away. Why is that? Oh, my do not disturb turned itself off. Don't care. Traps, weapon. What was I doing? Oh yeah, I was seeing what I do when I get knocked out. If it's right now, or is that on my turn? I think knocked out. When a hero takes damage, they're knocked out. Upon being knocked out, you must burn all cards equipped. Okay. After, remove all damage tokens and burn the top 5 from the dungeon deck. All right. So yes, that goes away. Those go away. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. All right. Coming back over here. I do have other cards here too. I just realized. So because I have stuff, I have these in my hand. I can burn a monster from my hand, which I have. Who is, for the record, more powerful than that guy. To take 3 items from the burn pile. So we're gonna do that. And the items are which one again? Just to make sure we're looking at the right definitions and I'm not grabbing the wrong thing. Beep. Dropping stuff. Equipment. Weapons. Snacks. Yeah, it doesn't. So again, I think that's just a verbiage that needs to get adjusted. Not a big deal. I'm going to say that's basically anything that is a thing. So let's just take a quick look at said thing. And I can take 3 items from the burn pile. So there's 1. Terrible plan. Can't do that. Can't do that. 1, 2. And we'll grab the boot burger. Because why not? All right. So we will drop that armor, drop that attack, hang on to the boot burger. All right. So we're going to attack. We're going to assist because she's now alive again. There we go. Boom. So there's a 10, 13, 14, 15. I don't like how that shows up on here. That's okay. I actually win. Excellent. So does 1 damage. We'll double check that that's all I do. I also get to attack a second time, so that's also good. Deal 1 damage plus any additional damage from any card effects. Double checking. No. Yeah, no, that's just what that is. All right. So we can attack a second time though. He does not get a second attack. I'm assuming. Well, it's a 6. So that is 6, 9, 10, 11 to 6, 10, 11. Tie goes to me. Boom. That worked much better. Switching back over. Same thing, attacking. 7, 8. To more than 8. Now she takes a damage. And Shieldy takes a damage. Moving back over. I should have run away. In fact, I still can run away. In fact, I will run away. No, I don't want to run away. I'm just going to keep fighting this thing. It's stupid, but I'm gonna. So 8, 10, 13. Hit. That kills it. So, monster is dead. Thank goodness. And I get loot. Let's see what the loot is. Jump to any shrine. Jump to another hero's room in a monsters area. That would have been useful earlier. Health potion. Don't care. So I don't want either of these, really. This is not... That's the card I want. Is the next one that comes up. So I'm going to just leave these. But I have to get rid of one of them. There are no other shrines in play. There's a shrine down here, which doesn't mean jack. What's on the other side of that? Transmute. Burn any number of cards from your hand to loot that many empty rooms in this area. Nah, I'm just going to burn that. Again, for purposes of just testing this out, right? I would be playing this differently if I was playing to actually win and not just to show y'all what we're doing. Turn. She gets a card this time. Oh, look, it's the card I wanted. Not even going to look at the other side. That's the card I want. There we go. And move there. As far as I want to go. And oh, I can actually play that. Should have done that before. I forgot I had a cleric's mace sitting there. That's okay. Back over here. He gets no cards. That's fine. Put that there. We're going for the boss monster. We're gonna lose, but I'm going for the boss monster. Okay. Back over here. Doesn't get to draw any cards. What room's next to you? There. That's it. He gets a card. It's a monster. Don't necessarily want that, so we'll just keep that in my hand. I'm not going to do anything. I'm going to give her a chance to get a card. Healing potion. That's a good thing to have done. Sit on it and rotate. I will... His turn. Draw a card. Burn a card. You may avoid combat while in this area. Not a terrible plan. Just doesn't do... Can't get to where I need it to do that, though. The other side is Protector's Shield. You can take damage for another hero in this area. But we are in the same room, so I can trade that over to here. So at this point... Oh, that Stivella got burned. Okay. Coming back over, drawing a card. Trap still no damage, don't care. Mithril Chain Skirt. Don't care. Well, if I trade it back, in theory, that burns that damage as well. So we're going to do that. I'm guessing. Can two players land on the same space? Yes, because you have to be on the same space to trade stuff. Or is it? So yes, you totally can. That I know. Coming back over here, draw a card. Looting rooms, don't care. Draw a card. It's a monster, don't care. Back over here, draw a card. Fudge dice, change one rolled die to any number. That's going to be useful as heck. Back over here. Rejuvenate, heal 1 damage on any hero in this area. That's going to be super useful. Keep that, burn that. Back over here, I go Swapsicle, swap your room with a monster next to you. Can't be used in combat. That's useless. I'm just going to burn that as it is. I'm going to come over and do one more round of this, and then I'll actually try and attack something. Oh, good. Healing potion. Much more useful. Because I can still want to do that if I can. Those I can see that those are monsters next. I don't care. So we're not going to do that. We will play that, which gives us our loot lizard. Jump to the nearest bend, loot the connected rooms, loot all empty rooms in this area. Has 4 health. It's actually not that hard of a boss villain. In fact, the last guy was even harder. So we will move up. Not attack. Do I have to attack? I'm in their area. I think I have to attack, which is not great. Although I have some stuff here that'll help with that. So, all right. 2 for him. 1 for him. Don't get help. So that is a 12, 14. 3, 5. There's nothing I can do that will help that. So I won't even use the fudge dice, but I will take the heal to absorb 3 of the damage. So I only take 1 damage. And that can go onto my shield. Back over here. Plump. Now I actually get some help. So we will attack. That's not bad. That's a 9, 12, 14 to 11, 15. That ain't cool. We'll fudge it. Fudge the dice to a 6. There, I win. Does a damage. Cool. Switch back over here. I've got those cards, so I need to keep that. So that's 7, 8, 9, 10 to more than 10. Well, crap. 1 knocked out, because this will take 2 damage over here, which will get it, and then 2 more damage here. She is, in fact, knocked out. No. Wait. I'll spend his healing potion on her. I can do that. So as you can see, you're going to die in this game if you don't play it very carefully. 9, so that's a 15 to 10, 15. Ha ha ha. Ha 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 ha. Ha ha. Tie goes to me. And we come back over here. That was a 10, so 13 to 12. Nice. Might actually win this. I mean, I cheated a little bit, but might actually win this. Back over here. 8, 10, 13, 12, 15. Well, that ain't good. So that takes all 3 of the my armor, plus 1 on me. Come back over to her. Oh, play my armor. Oh, and I will also heal 1. Yeah, no, that's toast. So 1, 4. Now she is in fact knocked out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 burns. Back over here. 13 to 5, 10. Yep, nope. And he is also knocked out. How do you lose again? Good night, Mark. I'm going to be heading out here in a second as well because I think I just lost. I will assume I just lost. That seems reasonable. I think I just need to basically check the order of operations on when do I come back to life after being knocked out. Losing the game. If there's not enough card to burn from the dungeon deck, the hero is knocked out, the game is over. So I could theoretically just keep doing this for another handful more turns. But I'm not going to. At this point, it is just a matter of back and forth until one of us wins. Monster will knock me out on every turn and eventually burn through that, or I will hit them. So that's that. I'm just gonna call it there because it's been 90 minutes and whatever. So yes, thank you guys for joining me. I will probably play this again. Almost certainly. As I said, it will go to Kickstarter soon. I believe it goes sometime this month. So you can check that out and sign up for more information from Zero Strategy Games at zerostratgames.com for Shuffle Dungeons. Yes, that's kind of where we're doing this. So I want to thank everybody who's joined me. Thank you to Legend of the Traveling TARDIS for letting me use your StreamYard. Please join me back on the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS next week when we will be talking about the 10th Doctor episode, Tooth and Claw. Thank you to Julius Andrews, whose music you heard at the beginning of the thing. And in fact, I'll scroll down here. I'll turn it down to like a bare minimum. There, let's turn it on in the background for here as well. So thank you again to Julie Sanders for this wonderful music. Thank you for joining. Thank you to Zero Strategy Games for providing me with this advanced copy. And please, again, check them out. In the meantime, we're going to go over here, and we're going to come back up here. And nope, that's not the wrong button. Looking for a thing. It's not working. There it is. We're going to put that up there. Thank you guys again for joining me. Thank you. We will see you again soon. And until next time, good gaming and goodbye.